So we are back at Timms Harley Davidson. I'm extremely excited to do this review. I'm partial to the Street Glide. It's the last Harley Davidson I bought new for myself back in 2015. I bought a Street Glide Special, and that's what we're going to review today. This is the 2021 Street Glide Special in Gauntlet Gray Metallic with the vivid black. It's got a blue pinstripe breaking up the two. Harley did a fantastic job on this paint job. So I came into Timms, I want to say on Friday, and saw this bike, and I said, I hope for your guys' sake that you sell it before Sunday when I come in to make my review video, but part of me hopes you don't, because I really want to review this bike. They're going to get more, but I love this color combination. I love everything about this bike, so I want to tell you guys a little bit about it. All right, guys, I think those B-roll shots probably gave you a really good look at the paint job on this bike. Like I said, I absolutely love this color combination. I love that blue pinstripe they did that just kind of accents things, breaks up the Gauntlet Gray and the vivid black. Harley did a great job on that. So let's talk about what has changed from 2020 to 2021. That's probably why most of you clicked on this video, to see what's new. So Harley did the stretch bags on the specials. Some people aren't a fan. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am more partial to the regular bags, and that's just because I'm a little more drawn to like the performance bagger look, and that's typically what they run. And I do like to run usually a 2-into-1 exhaust. So then what you end up happening is you'll have an exhaust on that right side and you have nothing on the left side, but the bag is already cut out. Now, I am the minority in this. I mean, I've been around Harleys for years now. I see the trends, I see what guys are doing. The vast majority of people like these stretched bags. So I think Harley made the right call to put them on there. I absolutely love that look, the Harley Davidson logo on the bag. Speaking of like the performance baggers, that kind of just gives it that look to me. You know, it makes a statement. It's subtle, but it looks really good. They've also changed the crash bar, so much smaller now. And I really like that. I typically take mine off because of how they looked, and I like this much smaller style. Here, they happen to have a used Street Glide in here right now, and that's what all the other models had came with. And you don't realize how big and bulky that thing is until you look at this. So Harley nailed that. Moving over to the front, Harley finally gave us the Daymaker. It's like a $500 upgrade if your bike doesn't come with it. Now the standards didn't have it. They had a Street Glide standard here. It is sold now, but it did not have the Daymaker. The specials do, but again, I gotta knock Harley for those turn signals, man. It would have been very easy for them to do the LEDs in there, and they did not do that, but at least we have the Daymaker here in the front. I do like the wheels that Harley puts on these bikes. To me, they look fine from the factory. I'm not big on changing the wheels personally unless you're going for performance. A lot of guys change them for the look. So this is a 19. To me, it looks pretty good. I think the 21s look pretty good on this bike, but again, I'm more for handling and performance, just my personal preference. So I really like these wheels that Harley did. So for someone like myself, I don't have to spend any money changing those out. Another thing that I noticed that I really liked was this center console. Super smooth, super sleek, looks very CVO. It's got a good feel, a good clean look. But if you notice, we've got one gas cap, which you've always had one gas cap. I saw a lot of comments on these bikes when pictures were being posted, people saying they didn't like the one gas cap. Well, you've only had one gas cap. The other one was just a dummy to make things symmetrical, but it wasn't functional. And although it's going to be something you're going to have to upgrade and spend a little money on, just imagine if you do the flush mount gas cap right there, I think that's the better look. So that didn't bother me that they put one gas cap. I'd actually prefer it. It keeps the dummies from trying to unscrew the wrong side. And we do have to talk about this tank badge. If you've watched any of the other videos, you know that's kind of my thing. The badge that Harley decides to put on the bike, to me, that's old school, classic, clean, simple. Really fits the look of this bike with that badge on there. I also want to point out the shifter. I've never been a big fan of the heel shifter. I know a lot of people use them. I always take mine off. And then I would buy a little spacer to move my toe shifter out, and that's because I ride with my feet kind of turned out, and it was just easier to catch my shifts with that shifter spread out a little more. It looks like Harley's doing that from the factory now. So there is no heel shifter. If that's something that you guys want, that's something that you're gonna have to add now. But for me, it's just less stuff I have to take off. Your controls on the bike are all the same. You still have your speakers, bag stayed the same, seats stayed the same, everything else stayed the same. And that 114 motor, like I said, the Street Glide I bought in 2015 came with the 103. I did a stage 1 kit to it. It opened it up pretty good. This 114, even without doing the stage 1, is a completely different animal. This Street Glide Special is gonna be a fantastic buy for the majority of people out there, because especially if you get the Special with that headlight, the blacked out look, there's nothing you have to buy or put on this bike. You know, you can spend 500 bucks, get some slip-ons to open up the sound a little bit, and you're gonna have one awesome bike.
All right, guys, I'm looking forward to this ride. Like I said, man, I like the Street Glide. I had one for a long time, built one new 2015, really enjoyed it. Also, I had a comment on one of the other videos about changing the GoPro angle, so that's not going to happen today or on the next few videos. I record these videos on the same day. Sorry, that's my dog. I record these videos on the same day, so I do like 3 or 4, as many as I can back to back. So that won't change today. I'm trying to decide where would be the best place to mount it. So I'm running a GoPro, and I use a chest mount. So I have like the sticky mounts to put on my helmet, but then your view is just, I was trying to give the feeling of like letting you guys ride the bike. You know what I'm saying? So to me, this view was that, but I get that like with the fairing mounted bikes, you're not gonna see any of that, any of the highway, any of that view. So you do get the sensation that you're on the bike, but that's literally it. And I know these test rides can get a little long. So just let me know what you think would be a good view. I do plan to add more GoPros later, so that way we can get a few different angles. Maybe that'll help. This is the notorious red light that takes forever. This fairing helps a lot. So I forgot my riding jacket today, just in a hurry. So I've just got on a t-shirt and this flannel, but this fairing makes a huge difference. So I've got 2 fairing bikes today and 1 non-fairing bike to test ride, but should be okay. And this thing is just as smooth as I remember the Street Glide being. And we seem to get this overcast every time we want to do a test ride. It's overcast, but it is what it is. Don't see the button to close that vent. You know, my 15 had one. I don't see one on this one. I'll check when I get off, but I can't see it from here. Or you can really smell the food at that Burger King. So I'm trying to pay, let's open it up a little bit. Trying to pay attention to the cable clutch. I did like the feel of the hydraulic. I don't hate this cable, but I like the feel of Harley's hydraulic clutch. I get they were having some recall issues, and I don't know that we'll ever know the real reason that they went back unless they come out and say it. Maybe they've said it, and maybe I missed it somewhere, but I never saw anything. The cable's not bad. Like I said, my cable video dedicated strictly to, you know, just hypothesizing why they would have gone back to this cable. There is more of a friction zone, which is good for your lower speed stuff. I like this test ride loop because you get a little bit of everything, but if you guys want me to switch it up, let me know. Just keep in mind that these are brand new bikes, and I can't put a ton of miles on them. You know, I don't want to do that. As well as push them as hard as I would like. So once we get through these review videos, guys, I do plan on doing some really cool stuff with the channel. It's just I know that everyone's looking for the information on these 21s, so I want to try to get that out there to you guys as quickly as I can. So once we get through that, we'll ride some other stuff, we'll do some other stuff where we can be a little more aggressive on the bike. It's just these bikes aren't broken in yet, they're brand new bikes, miles, etc. Like when I do these test rides, I can still smell the new burning off the bike. And as ironic as it is, I kind of don't want to burn all of that new off. I want the real owner to be able to experience that. So when we make this turn, we'll kind of get on it a little bit and let you guys see the acceleration. These 114s have so much power, and then they're so smooth too in the power delivery. Like it starts pulling and then it just keeps pulling. So where it stops, I don't know. We can't find out on a bike that's not mine, but let's crack it open a little bit. And I'm sure that didn't translate on camera for you guys, but it pulls, man. It pulls really hard. This bike feels really, really good. I mean, obviously all the 114s have tons of power. I like the way it feels in the Street Glide platform. And as so many people stated, the solo gas cap, which I like. The more I see people complain about it, the more I like that they did that. The dash looks really good. Hopefully this doesn't get us a copyright. I just wanted to let you guys see. So my Street Glide, I found like with the radio, I almost had to crank it. Yeah, see, and I don't know what you guys are hearing through the GoPro microphone, but we're really pushing it with this copyright issue with YouTube. Let's turn this back down. But what I was saying is, on my Street Glide with the radio, which I rarely listen to, I found that I had to crank the radio up pretty high to hear it. And I do wear a helmet. I think everyone should wear a helmet, but I wear a helmet. You've got the wind, so to hear it on the interstate or something, I'd have to crank it pretty high. Whereas if I had my phone hooked to it, it seemed to be not quite as high. And don't get me wrong, I still had a few clicks out of the volume button before it was maxed out. It was up there pretty high. And I never upgraded the sound system on my bike, so I don't know how significant that would have been. But I mean, my passengers always said that they could hear it fine, so maybe I'm just deaf. And I already smell that Burger King again. Thankfully, it's not a good smell to me, so I'm not craving it. But let's wrap this test ride up, guys. So, I mean, like I told you from the very beginning, I'm going to like this bike. I know that going in. I love the look. I'm very familiar with the bike, so I'm a huge fan of this. I know there's a lot of road glide versus street glide. Honestly, people want to argue what cuts the wind better, what's more stable. I'd had customers, you know, come in and tell me that, oh, well, the Street Glide, you know, I'm getting moved all around on the highway. I'm thinking, well, you're not a very good rider then if that's happening, because I can assure you, you know, at higher speeds, allegedly, I never had any issues passing 18-wheelers and doing all that stuff. So, in my opinion, I would say let the Street Glide versus Road Glide thing come down to cosmetics for you. Whichever one you like better is the bike you should go with. So, as a reminder, please subscribe to this channel. Like I said, we've got cool stuff on the way. I hope you're enjoying these videos, but we've got some really, really cool stuff on the way. If you could give me a thumbs up on this video, that really, really helps. If you want to drop a comment, I'm trying to respond to all of them. Maybe not right away, but I will try to get to every single comment as long as that's feasible. So thanks again for watching the video, guys. I'm not making anything for doing this, obviously, but I do get to have a lot of fun. So thanks for the dog again. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys on the next video.